In student life, there is the occasional group that does become hostile. The most common thing would be something like the hecklers that showed up right before spring break, where they would record students as they went into buildings or continuously prod them about their arguments, regardless what they were or regardless of interest. That was the biggest offender. Other ones include groups like Turning Point, which have oftentimes caused problems in the past, usually not as severe.
Less straightforward with the student body, lots of looks as you walk by if I'm not wearing something super casual. Not 100% sure on the reason, but I know that when I dress up a little bit, it can be a little out there. So, the most significant incident actually happened before I was officially enrolled. I was at orientation, so I was enrolled, but I hadn't started classes, and they had us do like get to know each other exercises with our colleges, and I was probably one of the only openly trans people there. And so it was just very awkward. They wanted to ask questions about like gender and stuff, and everyone went around and they're all cis and they're confused and they're like, I'm a guy and I feel like a guy, and it got to me and I was open about it, but it was very obvious that a lot of people either weren't used to that or thought it was kind of a joke, and it was just really uncomfortable. I don't know if that was just my college specifically, the College of Business, because they split us up by colleges, but yeah, it was probably one of the most distinct moments where I was like, oh, okay, kind of stand out here.
My sense of community came primarily from hobby groups, the D&D Club, Spectrum, the Gaming Club, hopefully the Rocketry Club and Student Government as well next semester.
My therapist directed me towards the trans and LGBT support groups. Unfortunately, the LGBT group didn't get much attendance, so they shut that down early, but I went to the trans one pretty much every week. They did over Zoom, and that has gotten me a little bit of a social circle.
I think that professors could do more to advocate, but I think that right now, only respecting students, which is very good.
It's a little difficult with certain professors trying to navigate, like, how do I approach pronouns with this specific professor? One of my math teacher right now is foreign, and he's really nice. I just don't fully know how to approach pronouns and stuff, because I know not all cultures even have gender neutral pronouns and stuff, and it's just always a battle of like, do I want to go through with it and it be awkward, or do I want to just let it slide and get through class? It's, yeah, mostly just with professors, it's just awkward. I feel more comfortable doing it with students, especially with the pronoun pins that the diversity club or organization hands out at tabling. So those, I love the pronoun pins. I wear that to work. It can be quite helpful. I don't see a lot of advertising for getting people to ask questions. I feel like it is pretty good about, once they know a student like goes by a different name than their legal name or birth name, offering like, hey, you can get your name changed in our system, and they're really great talking to the students that are already LGBT, but I don't feel like they do as good of a job getting other people to like ask pronouns up front and stuff like that. That's kind of hit or miss.
I would like to see the non-discrimination rules expanded and a faster response to them. A particular example of this was regarding the Matt Walsh movie night that Turning Point hosted, which led to several of Spectrum's members providing links and submitting non-discrimination reports to the campus. I don't think that issue ever got resolved.
I'm trying to think if there is. I feel like the campus does a pretty good job at making it clear that they do support all identities, all backgrounds, regardless of like what the political climate is outside of the campus. It is reassuring to know that there are LGBTQ staff there to advocate as well. I, if anything, would just I see a lot of the more LGBT friendly stuff come only from the diversity organization. So if there were like smaller messages here and there from other organizations that the campus itself runs, that could be more encouraging to LGBTQ students. That it's not just the club that we kind of have to have for, you know, checking all the boxes that everyone feels okay and making sure that it's the whole organization, the whole university that does support that stuff.